Hey everyone, welcome back. If you love coins or just want to find hidden treasures, this video is for you. Today, we'll explore some rare British coins that might be hiding in your pocket or collection. These coins can be worth hundreds or even thousands of pounds. Let's get started. First up, we have the 1971 2 pence coin featuring Queen Elizabeth II. This coin is very special because it was made during a big change in the UK's money system called decimalisation. Before 1971, the UK used pounds, shillings, and pence, which was a bit confusing. In 1971, the country switched to a simpler system where 100 new pence made £1. To help people get used to this change, the Royal Mint introduced new coins, and the 2 pence coin was one of them. On the front of the 1971 coin, you'll see a portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. This was the second portrait used on British coins, showing the Queen wearing a crown, and it was used from 1968 until 1984. The back of the coin shows the number 2 and the words new pence. The phrase new pence was used to show people that this was a new kind of penny, different from the old money they were used to. The 2 pence coins with new pence were minted from 1971 up until 1981. But in 1982, the Royal Mint updated the design and changed the wording to 2 pence instead. This new wording stayed on all 2p coins after 1982. Now, here's where things get really interesting. In 1983, a small number of 2p coins were mistakenly made with the old new pence wording instead of the new 2 pence. This was a minting error, and these new pence coins from 1983 are extremely rare. Because of this rarity, collectors are willing to pay big money for them. In fact, some of these error coins have been known to sell for up to £1,000 or even more depending on their condition. That means a coin that normally would be worth just 2 pence can suddenly be worth hundreds or thousands of pounds just because of a tiny mistake in the design. If you come across a 1983 2p coin that says new pence instead of 2 pence, you could be holding a real treasure. Most regular 2 pence coins from 1971 or the early 1980s are not very valuable, usually just worth a few pence or pounds at most. But the 1983 new pence lira coin is a completely different story. Its value can be 500 times or even more than the face value of a normal 2p coin. That's what makes this coin such a prized find among collectors. So, if you're sorting through your change or inherited a collection of coins, keep an eye out for that rare 1983 new pence lira. It might look just like any other 2p coin at first glance, but its value can be incredibly high. Remember, a coin like this can be worth as much as £1,000 or even more, depending on its condition and where it's sold. In summary, the 1971 2 pence coin is historically important as one of the first decimal coins in the UK, but it's the 1983 era versions with new pence that really grab collectors' attention because of their rare and high value. That little phrase, new pence, on a 1983 coin could mean the difference between a couple of pence and a small fortune. Next, let's talk about the 1941 penny coin from Great Britain, a coin that takes us back to a time of great struggle and history, World War II. This penny features the image of King George VI and may look like just an old coin, but in the world of collectors, it can be surprisingly valuable. Many people don't realize it, but a single well-kept 1940 penny could be worth as much as £8,000 today. Yes, that's right, up to £8,000 for a coin that originally had very little value in your pocket. The 1940 penny was minted during one of the most important years in British history. At that time, the country was fully involved in World War II. People were dealing with bombings, rationing, and daily hardship. Despite the chaos, the Royal Mint kept producing coins, and the penny remained an important part of everyday spending. The front of the coin shows King George VI, facing left, surrounded by a Latin inscription, Georgiv 6 drg brvomn rex f laughing smiley lind imp. That means George VI, by the grace of God, King of all Britons, Defender of the Faith, Emperor of India. On the reverse side of the coin, we see Britannia, the symbolic figure of Britain. She sits proudly with a trident in one hand and a shield with the Union Jack on it in the other. This classic design had been used for many years and gave the penny a bold and traditional look. Underneath, you'll find the year 1940 clearly marked. The coin itself was made from bronze and had a solid, heavy feel compared to today's lighter coins. Now, here's where it gets exciting. Even though over 40 million of these pennies were produced in 1940, not all of them are valuable. In fact, if a coin has been heavily used or is badly worn, it might only be worth a few pounds. But for collectors, it's all about condition. A 1940 penny that has been well preserved, with clean edges, visible detail, and no damage, can sell for hundreds of pounds. In some rare cases, especially for coins that are graded as mint state or uncirculated, they can fetch between £4,000 and £8,000 at auction. That's a huge return for something that once bought a loaf of bread. People often find these coins in old drawers, passed down from grandparents, or tucked away in forgotten coin collections. If you come across one, it's definitely worth checking closely. Look at the shine, the clarity of the images, and whether there are any unique marks or minting errors. Some experts believe that coins from this period hold extra value because they come from such an important time in history. The 1940 penny was one of the last traditional bronze coins made before wartime changes affected the way coins were produced. That adds even more historical weight to the value. So, to put it simply, a 1940 King George VI penny might be just one coin, but if it's the right one in the right condition, it could be worth anywhere from a few pounds to £8,000 or more. Now let's take a closer look at the 1988 one-penny coin from the United Kingdom, featuring Queen Elizabeth II. At first glance, this coin may seem pretty ordinary since pennies from the late 1980s are common in pockets and piggy banks. But for coin collectors, there's something special about this coin, especially when it comes with certain unique features or errors. The 1988 penny shows the familiar portrait of Queen Elizabeth II on the front, surrounded by the inscription Elizabeth II DG Reg FD. This stands for Elizabeth II Dei Gratia Regina Fide Defensa, which is Latin for Elizabeth II, by the grace of God, Queen, Defender of the Faith. This formal phrase has been used on British coins for centuries and reflects the Queen's official titles. The back of the coin features the classic image of Britannia, seated with a trident and shield, just like older pennies. While most 1988 pennies are worth only their face value of 1 penny, certain rare varieties can be worth much more. Some coins were produced with slight mistakes or unusual details during the minting process. These errors might include things like missing letters, double designs, or off-cent strikes. Coins with these kinds of mistakes are often more valuable to collectors because they are rare and unique. One example of a valuable variation in the 1988 penny is the so-called DG Reg FD Kera. Sometimes, the letters in this inscription are weakly struck or missing parts, creating an unusual look. Coins with such minting errors have become sought after and can sell for a premium compared to regular pennies. Depending on the severity and clarity of the error, these coins can be worth anywhere from £50 to several £100s. Additionally, some 1988 pennies are prized because they are in exceptional condition, meaning they look almost brand new despite being over 30 years old. Collectors call these uncirculated coins, and they usually command higher prices. For example, a flawless 1988 penny might be valued around £20 or more, whereas a regular circulated coin is worth just 1 penny. Sometimes, special collector sets issued by the Royal Mint include 1988 pennies with unusual finishes or limited quantities. These can also add value for collectors. However, it's important to note that not every 1988 penny is rare or expensive. Most everyday coins from this year hold only their face value, so it's all about finding the exceptions. If you think you might have a 1988 penny with a minting error or in excellent condition, it's a good idea to have it checked by a coin expert or numismatist. They can help confirm whether your coin has any special features that might increase its value. In short, while the 1988 one-penny coin is common, certain rare varieties and error coins can be worth a lot more than 1 penny. With some careful inspection and a little luck, you might find a valuable gem hiding among the pennies in your collection or spare change. So always keep an eye out, you never know when a simple coin could be worth much more than you think. So, there you have it, 3 ultra-rare British coins that could be worth big money. Remember, the world of coin collecting is vast, and treasures can be found in the most unexpected places. Keep an eye on your change, do your research, and who knows? You might just discover a hidden gem. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an update. Happy collecting, and see you in the next video. Thanks for watching. If you have any rare coins you'd like to share or have questions about, drop a comment below. We'd love to hear from you. Until next time, keep exploring the fascinating world of numismatics.